and welcome to another episode of SaKarra. Why? It's me. Okay. All right, I took a little tiny break, and I don't know what y'all been up to while I've been gone, but I can tell you what I've been up to when I've been gone. I created a human being, so what I've been doing is better. Period. Okay. Just what I've been doing is clearly I created a whole human being. I added to society, so shut your ass up. All right, so my little human is sleeping right now, so I don't know if we have about 10 minutes for this episode, if we have an hour. I don't know. She wakes up whenever she wants. She's the boss. Okay, I work for her. So I'm going to keep it light and sweet. But before I get into it, I want to let you guys know that this week's SaKarra sorry, I got pregnancy brain real bad. This episode of SaKarra Why is brought to you by Town Social. Meet people, meet places. All right. So what are we getting into? Oh, today we're going to talk about double standards. Yes. Like I said, I'm going to keep it short. We're going to keep it fun. Here's some double standards that I absolutely participate in and agree with. Don't argue with me. Argue with your mother. The first of which, if my man, how do I phrase this? Let me see. The first of which, I'm a woman, clearly. I have crushes on other women. I'm just be honest. I'm not a lesbian. I'm a cisgendered straight woman who lusts after other women, okay? If ever put in the same room, I wouldn't act on. I promise, I swear I wouldn't. But I have like a list. Some studs, is stud the appropriate term? Or masculine presenting, some femme, some straight, some gay. I just really like the female form, okay? Oh my gosh. There's one, I can't think of what her Instagram handle is. I could spend an hour watching her videos. And then I recently found out she can dance. However, here's where the double standard comes in. If I'm with a man, if I'm dating a man, and he's like, yeah, I got a crush on this guy, the relationship is over. The relationship is over. What are you talking about? And that's just, and I don't care. I don't care that it's a double standard. I don't. And I don't know where that comes from. I know people are upset about it. I don't care. That's how I live my life. Live your life with your double standard. We all got them. We all have biases, prejudices, and we all live by different double standards, and that's mine. If my man said like, oh, I got a crush on this girl, I'd be like, me too. But if I say, oh, I got a crush on this guy, and he said me too, go be with him. Go be with him. Because I don't understand. What about him? What about, and I go into detail. It could be a girl's personality. This is not new to me. This is something I've been dealing with my whole life. Okay. And I really think for me, it's more of an appreciation for the female form. It's just so beautiful. The stubble breast, the big ass. So beautiful. The fupa, it's just like, I don't know. I remember there was this girl. I'm gonna say her name and everything. I can't remember if this was middle school or high school, but it was this girl I went to school with named Valerie. Light skin, used to wear a doobie all the time, but her voice was a little deep. She used to be dressed to the nines, okay? Huge crush. Huge crush on that girl. Huge crush, yes. And I'm not ashamed about it. Valerie, if you're out there, I'm not going to act on it, but I will follow you online. Stalk your ass. All right. So, yes, that's the first one. I think it's okay for me to have a crush on women, but I don't think it's okay for men to have a crush on men. I've ruled. Verdict. Done. The next double standard that I think is okay is about YNs. Yeah, that's right. The crash outs. It's about YNs. I come from a long lineage of a hood. I don't want to say hood, but like very educated, loving criminals, gang members, drug dealers, pimps. Most of them now reformed, but it is what it is. It is what it is. And this how it goes. Do I think it benefits society to have criminals? No, obviously not. I try to stay away from the bump in the night. But if the bump in the night is my father, may he rest in peace. Or if the bump in the night is an uncle, or if the bump in the night is my brother, so be it. So be it. Do I think I want your crazy cousin at my cookout who might get drunk or somebody might step on his toe and then he might No, he doesn't belong there. However, if me and you got a problem and I can't solve it, I will be calling my brother. And it's a double standard. It's a double standard. But it's all right because it works in my favor. You can feel about it how you want to feel about it. Don't be mad at me because I got people who we ride it on. You can't take that out on me. Can't take that out on me. And two, if not for crash outs, if not for YNs, or whatever the term that you guys are using nowadays, if not for people who just bend, break, or disregard the law completely, we would never have revolutions. We would never have civil rights. We would never. It takes the brave to rifle up. It takes the brave to load up, have guns blazing, go stand out there and defend themselves against the police or the whatevers. And that's actually part of the problem now. That's part of the reason why we don't have a real revolution today. But everybody's very complacent. Everybody's very law-abiding. Everybody's very afraid and nervous about their repercussions, and they don't want to alter their life. But if it really came down to it tomorrow, and you know, it's already a double standard that we're operating in, because when the president wants something, he very much will tell you to go grab a gun and go to somebody else's country and tear it up, pop, 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 pop. But if we're being attacked here, God forbid, that makes me think of that guy, I can't think of his name, whose son was killed by the cop, who went and killed him and killed who just killed? The sheriff deputy. And everybody was like, he shouldn't have done that. Well, them cops shouldn't have killed his baby. And I don't think we don't come from that eye for an eye school anymore. We come from like, you just got to eat this loss. And I don't necessarily think that's right. So yeah, maybe it's a double standard, so be it. But that's how I feel. Y'all hear the baby? Oh my God. Y'all, we got like 2 more minutes. Let's get this over with. My third and final double standard that I absolutely participate in and agree with and live by. If I went to school and studied something and I know it thoroughly and I start to talk about it and I'm expressing my view on it, my opinion, and then also basing it with the study and knowledge and information that I have, and you want to participate in the conversation and share your opinion, shut your ass up. Shut your ass up. Do I believe that everybody has a right to speak? Yes. But we also must acknowledge that there are some people that just know more than us. When I step into a room, it's important that people legitimize themselves. Okay, don't just be talking about shit because you Googled it or you got a feeling or your cousin told you or your conspiracy theorist aunt. No. It's okay to acknowledge that somebody, and I don't think that anybody is better than anybody else. However, if there is an expert on a topic, you got to know when to shut your ass up and let the expert share their expertise. It doesn't mean that you don't have the right to form your own opinion about what they're saying, but some people are just more well-versed. Some people just know more than you, and it's okay to shut your ass up. Okay. Did I already talk about the sponsor? Today's episode is brought to you by Town Social. Meet people, meet places. Become a socialite. Join a network and a growing community of interesting people who like food, local travel, supporting brick and mortar businesses, and living their best life today. Town Social. All right. Thank you for joining this first very short episode of SaKarra Why. I'll make another video tomorrow. I'm just also, something about video makes me a little bit nervous. And there's just been so much going on in my life that I want to catch up with you guys on. I mean, not just having the baby, but just like life. As we spoke about, and I think the last episode that I posted, you guys know that my dad passed away. So I do want to touch on the topic of like what it's like getting older and just the reality of being in your late 20s, early 30s, 40s, seeing your parents pass away when you're really far too young. Like the number of people I know who have lost a parent in the past decade is outrageous because we're too young, but it is the reality, especially in a lot of Black families. So I want to talk about that, I wanted to talk about how to care for aging parents. Like, my mother's in her 60s, and so are my aunts and uncles, and some of them are like too young to retire, but they're not sure how else they're going to make money, but their body is tired. And also just about how we can slow the aging process down, some by really making the most out of life, and handling our lives seriously. I see like a lot of people are suffering from decisions that they made before when they were younger, and is now catching up to them, whether it be the food they ate or the lifestyle they had or drugs they used or whatever the case may be. And while it's nice to like YOLO, no, I didn't say YOLO. While it's nice to like live your life to the fullest, you also need to know that your body keeps the score, right? That's that book. And it's all in there, and how important it is to detox, but more so than physically what you can do for your body, mentally. I think life and death is a real mental, I think heaven and hell, same thing, is a real mental experience. It's it's what you've accepted and allowed, and what you believe can be possible for yourself, because miracles do happen. I believe in that as well. I have this whole convoluted theory about why my dad passed away. I'm gonna tell y'all real quickly. I'm not gonna go into detail because it's none of y'all business. But my father passed away the 4 weeks to the day before I had my baby. I really do think he had a choice. Not a choice, but an energy or the Grim Reaper or whatever you believe in. I really think it was like, SaKarra and the baby are going to need you. They're going to need a fierce warrior on the other side, or else they might not make it. And he was like, all right, bet, take me. They said this, I don't know if that's just my own mental coping mechanism and how I've dealt with his passing or made sense of it, but that's truly what I believe. If you knew him, you knew he was a very fierce, ferocious person. He didn't take no shit. And he definitely wasn't about to let you F with his children or his grandchildren. He was really excited about my baby being born. And I really do think he made the choice. I'd rather go than for them to experience loss or anything during my pregnancy or my delivery. That's what I think. Because there was a minute when I was like, I might not come out of this alive. But I did. And my baby came out of it alive. And I do think my father's death made that possible. I know it sounds really crazy, but that's what I think. Anyway, so that's one of the topics we're going to get into: aging, life, death. I also want to talk about, and this is going to be a bit controversial, but we will be talking about the foundational Black Americans and how that's different from Black nationalism. And we'll get into all of that. We're going to continue our conversation about artificial intelligence. We're going to talk about the government a little bit. We're going to talk about the big, beautiful, but I want to talk about scandal. Like, we're going to talk about a whole bunch of things in the next upcoming episodes of the SaKarra podcast. And I'm just so grateful that you guys keep coming back to listen to me ramble on about things. Remember that you can always reach out to me. You can email me at sakicertified@gmail.com. You can hit me up on Instagram, Facebook. I think I'm going to re-download TikTok. TBD. I don't know. I haven't decided about that. I might. But yeah. What else? That's it. Those are the double standards. It's okay if I'm a little gay. It's not okay if my man's a little gay. Not okay. It's okay if somebody crash out for me, but I'm not okay with crash outs. And it's okay for somebody to be the authority on a subject if you just shut your ass up. And I maybe I say that because I come from a very privileged place of just being intelligent. But I do the labor. I read extensively. I research. I'm not talking about the AI summarized version of what you put into Google. I research. I back my sources. I try to find more than one source before I say something is fact. And so when I speak, so that I know that I'm speaking with information, not speaking just with bullshit. So I feel like when I start speaking, and when somebody less informed starts speaking just for the sake of wanting to hear their own voice, I zone out. I come back eventually. But for the most part, I'm zoned out. All right. I love y'all so much for listening. And I don't know, how did the video go? I'm so nervous about it. Y'all hear the baby? Disrespectful. She sounds like a creaky door. Actually, I think the sound she makes is the same as my door. My door is very creaky. I think in the womb, she heard my door opening and closing a lot. And even now. So I think she just makes that sound like... The cutest thing is when she sneezes. She'll sneeze and then be like... It's extremely cute. Okay, so something about the video makes me... I don't know if I'm being like guarded, but I'm going to give myself a few weeks to become comfortable being recorded while I do the podcast. I'm so used to just doing audio only, laying in my bed, you know... But, like, I had to, like, put lip gloss on and do my hair and pretend to know how to do my edges so that I could, you know, it's just struggle. They ain't thick, but they there. My hair is thick all up here, but it ain't never been nothing happening. Focus. So, yeah, but hopefully the video went okay. How's my background? It's like a bassinet, my dresser. I don't know what I'm getting in the background. Just baby stuff. I'm okay with that. And I had to turn the air conditioner off to record this, so I'm also hot as balls. All right, so I love you guys so much for listening. Make sure you come back again and listen to another episode of SaKarra. And that's it. Bye.